Our next guest is somebody who can bring some sanity to the Congress. He's running for Senate and hopefully get some people to understand that gun safety is part of being a patriotic American. Our next guest is a patriotic American, former Navy Admiral, former member of Congress, and now candidate for Senate against Senator Toomey, the current Republican senator. Our good friend, Congressman Joe Sestak, joins us. Congressman, thank you for joining us.
It's nice to be with you, Jeff. Thanks.
Well, thank you. Get right to it in this quick segment. I get your immediate thoughts of 13 dead in Oregon today. It never seems to fail. 84 kids killed, 84 people killed every day. Another community college coming off of what happened in Virginia with young reporters coming off the Sandy Hook. It goes on and on. Your thoughts?
All the details aren't known, obviously, but there's not a question that gun safety is something that this nation has to have leaders in the Congress talking about and then actually implementing the measures that can prevent some of the tragedies that have happened, in particular those in our schools. They're our national treasure, our youth. And not to have the ability to have, for example, the proper background checks, a bill that failed, and not to have those who are pursuing it go to the ramparts again to ensure better measures to protect our youth, I think is inexcusable.
It is, and something has to be done. I just hope that in this campaign, not only those who are running for Senate and Congress, but the presidential campaign, Donald Trump talks about leadership. Well, let's show some leadership. He has people around the world in other hotels and so forth. I don't believe that they're looking for Americans to export the gun violence that we have in this country to places like France or the UK or Sweden or some of these places where he has his hotels. 30 seconds on that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, let me come back again. The biggest issue I have is that I do respect. I mean, I'm here in Pennsylvania, and the hunters and everyone else really cares, and I care about them having the right to do those types of sports and other activities. Absolutely. But to actually have our police officers or anyone up go against the same type of weapons that the ISIS handles with those assault weapons, no. There are common sense safety rules we need to have.
No doubt. All right. Yesterday I saw, and this is why not only the reason, but another reason to have someone of your background in the United States Senate. John McCain, who I thank him for his service and what he had to go through was no human being should have to go through the torture he did in Vietnam. But it just never fails. Every time there's something going on in the world, he wants to send in more troops, wants to get America more deeply involved in another war. Now we see the situation with Russia. Now, look, they're not saints by any stretch. But let's not, once again return to the Cold War. Your thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, we recognize why Putin's doing what he's doing. He is extraordinarily concerned of a divided Syria between Sunnis and Shias. And all of a sudden, those Sunnis, Shias begin to cause him problems in Chechnya and other places. And so that's what his strategic concern is. What he's doing, though, can actually be something that can actually assist our national security concerns if we handle it correctly with Russia. They don't like ISIS. They are actually building a coalition with Iraq and Iran against ISIS. We also don't like the damage that they've done to so many humans. And so what we have to do is ensure that they don't get a safe haven there in Syria from whence they can plan. And so this is one that's not calling for us to put boots on the ground at all. What it is calling for us, though, is to work in the proper way to ensure that that Syrian battlefield is one where ISIS is not given a safe haven. Now, Assad is a dictator tyrant who needs eventually to get out of there. But this is where diplomacy and the art of not just putting boots in the ground or bombing everywhere, etc., has to be our lead.
Congressman, we can talk about this a long time, and we'll do this again sometime soon. I appreciate your time today. Congressman Joe Sestak, candidate for U.S. Senate. Look into this, folks. He should be a senator from Pennsylvania. Thank you, Congressman. All the best.
Thanks for having me.